Welcome to Forked Up, your go-to podcast for all things soup, skeletons, and Senate subpoenas. I'm Selena Kyle.
And I am not Bruce Wayne. Today, we are talking about how everyone gets so paranoid about poison candy, the worst sweet gets hacked, and life without onions.
Stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get forked up. What the fuck is going on, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Couple things right out the top. I am still sick. The most obvious thing to cover at the beginning of the podcast. Last Tuesday, y'all heard me getting sick. And the moment that we stopped recording that episode, I went home and I did not leave my couch until we recorded this episode. And I'm still sick. I did go to the doctor. I took 3 COVID tests, all negative.
It's not COVID.
They're just like, you got a just good old-fashioned cold. Apparently, those still exist. Who knew?
No justice.
What else do we got to check in on, Michelle?
Nothing really. Nothing at all. Everything's super normal around here. We definitely did not spend 2 hours in a costume store and still settled with some pretty janky costumes.
Michelle, you're looking particularly sharp today.
Thanks so much. I've really, I've been grinding. I've been hustling.
Yeah.
And I think my gains are finally starting to show. Don't be intimidated by my beautiful... Look at these. My pecs go into
It's ridiculous.
my armpits.
How do little kids wear this?
This is a man's...
I know.
A large adult man.
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
And we are celebrating here in the studio, as we have been all month, with our gourds. And how long did we spend in that costume store today?
Too long. We spent too long. Everything was garbage.
Yeah. Not only was it garbage, but so for the listeners, Michelle is rocking the fuck out of a
classic Batman.
A Batman. Yeah. By the way, you're doing an Adam West. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of Batmans to choose from. You went old school. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, no shade to Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, who you are.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I've always been an Eartha Kitt Catwoman.
Yeah, she was.
And I'm trying to get it in where I can fit it in.
The Halle Berry Catwoman was. Did you see it?
Yeah, I mean that.
The basketball scene was
horrible. No shade to Halle Berry.
No shade to Halle Berry.
All shade to whoever wrote.
The filmmakers made a lot of interesting choices.
Yeah. No bueno. But yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer fucking did that thing.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer, the best Catwoman, I would say.
Oh, Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt is I would say Eartha Kitt is a fabulous. I mean, they're both so fabulous. You know what? It's not a contest. Both amazing.
Here, I got one gripe about my fucking costume, and it's not the fact that this is a lady's costume. It is the fact that I bought this fucking thing. They had signs all over the store. No returns, no exchanges. I'm holding the bag and I'm looking at Michelle. I'm like, this is 100% been returned. This has been opened. Someone has worn this and returned it to the store.
All the costumes. I mean, there were some costumes in gallon-sized Ziploc bags.
I wouldn't ever say this about anything, but those costumes were war-torn.
I mean, honestly, it looks like they haven't re-upped their inventory in a long time. I saw several Austin Powers, a lot of racially dubious costumes.
Some questionable options in the unnamed costume store here in Los Angeles. But they got my money, and when I got to the office and we're getting ready to record and we put on our fucking costumes, I don't have a mask.
No mask.
This mask is the pant leg.
I cut eye holes out
Michelle
of it.
cut the pant leg off the Catwoman outfit, and that's my mask.
But see how I folded it so it looks like you got little ears?
You did good. We're rocking I'm trying to rock the best Catwoman mask that I can.
One time I made a Hobbs outfit of Calvin and Hobbs exclusively out of a orange sweatsuit and some scraps I found.
So you applied that knowledge to my Catwoman mask.
All I had was a glue gun and just some real creative energy.
Yeah.
It's called a vibe.
So, yeah. So we are in costume for y'all.
Please enjoy.
This should have been a paid subscriber only podcast. Is what this is.
Speaking of paid subscribers, it's let's talk about our Substack, y'all. So we have a new newsletter, our Substack. It is available every Saturday for free, and Sunday we have a supporters only that only costs you $5 a month, and you get access to all kinds of exclusive recipes, secret content. We've been dropping some new recipes from our book that's coming out November 9th, Brave New Meal.
Yeah, we gave up this past week. We did the green grape pie.
Very
recipe,
divisive.
Which you put a cell phone photo. It wasn't the one that got printed in the book, but like a behind the scenes cell phone photo on our Instagram grid. People were upset about that.
Yeah, they were.
People were just like, nope.
Nope. And I was like, this is why grapes get hated on.
Yeah.
Y'all.
What's weird about green grape pie? Honestly. Y'all put everything else in pies.
Is it weirder than cherries? They're both round. What's the problem here?
Y'all are just weird.
Y'all weird.
And that's coming from us. Look at how we're dressed. Quit being fucking weird, all right?
That's fucking funny. So we would love to see you in our newsletter.
I'm just mad about the mask.
Really?
It's not the fact that this costume is strangling me with everything that it has.
Excuse me, I am being choked. I'm gonna have a rash.
Yeah. Well, you look shredded. You look good.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Hell yeah. And if any of you call me Batgirl, it's over. No, I am the Batman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I am Cat Kid. Cat Boy.
No, you're Catwoman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, you're Catwoman. Thank you very much.
But yeah, we have been dropping recipes from the new book, which is coming out November 9th. I think that's probably 1 week or so after this airs.
Yeah.
If you guys have not got Brave New Meal, go pre-order that shit so that you can download Vice House. bravenewmeal.com. You enter your pre-order details and you can download our free ebook. Go get it.
You need this. You need this. Take it from a bat and a cat.
And speaking of food, Michelle, what do we have on the menu this weekend?
This weekend, we have our Skillet Tempeh pasta. Delicious, nutritious. One of our all-time faves. It's an old school recipe that we revamped about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. It's kind of almost like chili mac, but not quite. It's fucking delicious.
Chili mac's a good comparison.
Oh, yeah. And we have our dark and stormy coconut cream pie.
I'm surprised that we haven't made that since we came up with it for the website. That's a fucking great dessert.
Yeah, I made it so many times before.
I'm not big into sweets, but that fucking hits.
Yeah, if you like the cocktail, you're gonna love the pie. Give it a shot. Ginger, coconut rum. It's got everything you want. And both of those are up on our website now. So Matt, I haven't seen much of you in the last week because you've been dying. You tried to infect me.
By the way, I was not serious last week. Go to a fucking doctor if you're sick. Don't try to fight it on willpower. I saw some comments. I was like, y'all know how fucking dumb I am.
Yeah. He tried to get me sick, guys. I was down for the count for a couple days, but I came roaring back, and then look at this one, this little kitten. still sick. But what have you been doing on your time on the couch between your absolute days and brain mush?
So yeah, I did have to. I had to take like the entire week off, which it sucks. Like you don't want to take time off of work unless you're like going on vacation. You know? I was getting cabin fever, tired staying at the same 4 walls. Like my apartment is so little. It's
great in that if you lose something, you can always find it because you can see everything you own. But
it was that kind of sick. I haven't been sick in years. And is that kind of sick that you revert to like your animal instincts? You're like, oh, I need to go into like my cave.
Yeah.
I need to like go burrow somewhere and like recover. Mm-hmm. Like a wounded animal.
Every day he had about 2 hours spread apart of lucidity.
Of like being awake.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I've been asleep for like a week now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, you've missed some stuff. There's been all kinds of news.
Fill me in on the news.
So an Amazon warehouse in New York has made it closer and closer and closer to unionizing. So yesterday, actually, is when this news broke. They took their first formal steps towards unionization. Organizers from Amazon's Staten Island facility say they've collected more than 2,000 signatures from warehouse workers who say they want a union election. So this is the first push that's actually made any kind of significant movement against Amazon. It stands out because it's unaffiliated with any national union. It's all grassroots. Either calling themselves the Amazon Labor Union, and it's financed through GoFundMe. And they want, better wages, better working conditions, all the things all of us want. So here's to those Amazon workers, and hopefully they get it all passed and taken care of, and we can start fucking with Bezos on the reg.
Dude, that's dope. Good for those Amazon employees.
Yeah. And, as somebody who in the past works for an Amazon affiliate, that shit's hard to do. So good for you.
Yeah, because they will just fire you.
Yeah, they did fire the guy who organized it immediately. But he stayed on it.
Yeah. There was one bit of news that I actually, in my haziness over the last week, do you remember when we talked about Belcampo here in LA? So they're like closed now, like permanently closed. I
saw. So all of their locations nationwide shuttered because they had one in New York. They started in the Bay Area, and then they had like 3 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all gone.
And it made me kind of wonder about like businesses that try to put that foot forward. Like you're setting the bar by being like, oh, our standard of like meat. That was their whole shit.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Belcampo was like, oh, this is humanely, they're a butcher shop that really led with the fact that they were like a humane, like grass-fed, everything is, the way they raise their animals is better for the environment, better for people. And they charged a premium, because people thought they were making more humane, healthier choices. And then it came out through employees that in fact, they would often sell cuts of meat that were not organic. They weren't grass-fed. They were just buying from other.
It was like the same shit you'd get at the grocery store.
But, they're marking it up 400%.
Yeah. So people obviously, like those employees got fired. People were rightfully pissed.
Yes.
Because I do think that consumers, they want to make better buying decisions.
But they want it to be as easy as possible.
Totally.
Yeah.
But Belcampo just fucking straight up lied about it, and now they're out of business.
Yeah.
So that came across my radar. But I'm very excited for this week's episode, even though I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather.
It's our spookiest one yet.
This is our Halloween episode. And Michelle, why don't you kick it off with a little food history?
Y'all ready?
It is now time for This Week in Food History.
This some serious gourmet shit.
Well, this week, in honor of Halloween, we are going to be talking about candy, specifically scary poisonous candy. Every single year, on every single local news station, we get a bazillion warnings about people sneaking razor blades into candy, poisoning them, all that kind of stuff. You've heard it before.
It's become like a meme that people... People will post like
a full butcher knife,
like a Glock, like underneath a Butterfinger, and they're like, "Make sure to check your kid's candy."
Yes. So, we've all grown up hearing this, so it must be constantly happening, right?
I figured, but
Wrong. It almost never happens. For 30 years, the University of Delaware sociologist Joel Best has been investigating allegations of strangers poisoning Halloween candy for kids. And he hasn't identified a single confirmed example of a stranger killing a kid through poisoned candy or razor blades in candy or a Glock under a Butterfinger or anything like that.
I've always thought that it was a weird crime, like even as a child, because I'm like, okay, maybe you're like a psycho, but like you don't get to see the kid die.
And everyone knows that's the best
point?
Part.
What's the fucking point if you can't be there?
Well, so he found examples of people accidentally like passing out tainted candy or recalled candy or in one instance, passing out like ant poison as like a gag gift. So that was in 19...
How is that a fucking gag?
Well,
here's some poison.
Yeah, here, I'll explain. It was in 1964, so this was quite a while ago. And a New York woman named Helen Fell was arrested for handing out things like ant poison and dog biscuits to kids. When questioned by the cops, this woman said she was joking and she just gave it out to teenagers who she thought were too old to be trick-or-treating anyway.
I always do that. When I get pulled over by the police, I'm like, sorry, I was speeding, officer. I was just joking.
I thought you were some teenagers.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, she got in a lot of trouble, but she wasn't necessarily trying to poison kids. She was definitely giving it to kids who were old enough to not eat ant poison.
Like teenagers.
Yeah. She was just giving them bullshit to get them to go away. There's actually only been one example of a person trying explicitly to poison children via Halloween candy that has ever been confirmed. On Halloween in Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
No, not yay, Houston.
Yeah.
In 1974, so 10 years after the ant poisoning incident, an 8-year-old boy named Timothy O'Brien died from eating a pixie stick that had been laced with cyanide. And it gets worse. A few days prior, his father, Ronald Clark O'Brien, had taken out a $40,000 life insurance policy on Timothy and his little sister, Elizabeth. Ronald needed the money, but he also needed the deaths to look like an accident to get a payout. So he gave out some of the tainted candy to at least 4 other children, including his daughter, according to the Houston Chronicle.
Christ.
So he gave the candy to his children's friends. It wasn't like the trick-or-treaters who came to the door. He gave it to their friends.
Right.
Luckily, no other children ended up eating this candy, aside from his own son, unfortunately. And he had this whole story concocted about how it was like a local madman who was doing it, or like a deranged factory worker. And somehow, like, that story just took hold in the popular imagination. His cover-up story, not the actual fact that it was a father trying to kill his kids for money.
For fucking insurance fraud.
Yeah, it was somehow, it's like, oh, that it could have been a madman. That guy was right. No, he was the madman. Like, what are we talking about? So this story of the Houston, quote, Candyman killer quickly metastatized all over local news. And even though it had no evidence, the following year, Newsweek wrote an article that said, quote, over the past several years, several children have died and hundreds have narrowly escaped injury from razor blades, sewing needles, and shards of glass put into their goodies by adults. This has never happened. And by the 1980s, it was a full-blown panic. We grew up like this. You know, it was communities banned trick-or-treating. They told you not to go to certain neighborhoods. Hospitals offered to X-ray candy for kids and parents.
This like makes so much sense now growing up in the 80s in Houston.
Yeah.
And like everyone was so fucking paranoid.
Yeah, but it
like
was a guy.
Our parents would make us put our candy like in the center of the living room. And then they would like inspect it. They were really just picking out like the best bars.
Oh, Baby Ruth for me.
Yeah, like, a full Butterfinger? Yoink.
God, I still can't get over the fact that you got full Butterfingers. Moving on. So this isn't to say that you like shouldn't check the candy that your kids get or that you get on Halloween from strangers. You should always check candy given to you by a stranger.
Sometimes. I don't know. Live on the edge. Fuck it.
But nobody's ever poisoned kids this way. So, you know, you could check, you know, after a couple beers and stuff. I'm just. And that is the history of poison candy.
Have you brought any fruits or vegetables onto the planet?
Welcome to Recon.
Get ready for a surprise.
Well, y'all know I couldn't let this recall go. Last week, almost immediately after we had recorded our podcast, the FDA announced a massive recall on onions due to salmonella contamination. Currently, more than 650 people have been poisoned across 37 states, and there have been 129 hospitalizations.
Who pooped in the onions?
This is bad news for soup season.
Terrible news for soup season.
As someone who has exclusively been consuming soup for a week, I was very paranoid. It was like all onions.
The pumpkin pasta recipe that went out to the supporters newsletter on Sunday.
Yeah.
I specifically did not put onions in it.
Because of the recall?
Because of
That's
the
smart.
recall. Yeah, I watch out for y'all.
And if y'all pay $5 a month, you get exclusives from Michelle. that will not have salmonella.
No salmonella. I'm anti-poison.
Man, it's a big fucking recall.
It's huge. 650 people?
Yeah, I was trying to find how many onions, and there was like no data. It was just like,
guys, it's all the onions.
it was like all they had was like a window. It was like from like June to September, all those onions.
Yeah.
You're like, what? White, yellow, sweet, all of them. It's all the onions.
It's every onion.
Like, fuck off. Give us all the onions back. If you have an onion in your kitchen right now, throw that shit away.
Bad news. Bad news, y'all. Bad news.
Yeah. It's been a minute since we've done a recall, and that is a beast of a recall. So if you guys have onions, check the manufacturer. I don't know.
Yeah, the farmer. I don't know. Guys, go to the website, the FDA's website, see what the fuck is going on, because it's every onion we can find.
Don't listen to a man in his mid-30s in a Catwoman suit about onions. Go visit the FDA's website.
Oh, Lord.
I hope the listeners are watching. Y'all are really missing it. I'm fucking crushing this outfit.
Excuse you.
I definitely look like the better of the two here.
Okay, first of all, I've never been hotter. I'm peeking right now. Enjoy it, y'all.
It was before this. There was a Thor that was in play.
The Thor was
that also
in play.
had like the muscles. Yeah, but I don't know.
These are mine.
I might just, when you're done with that, can I borrow it?
You want to pop it under your shirt
Yeah,
like
what I'm
George
gonna do?
Michael?
Yeah.
From Arrested Development.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear normal clothes over the bat muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Batman was it that had nipples on his armor?
George
Was that Clooney?
It was
Yeah.
Clooney.
That was sick. Bring back the nipple suit. But yeah, I don't know. Visit the FDA's website. Don't listen to some maniac in a $40 costume that didn't come with a mask. I know that it says no returns. I'm going to try to return this.
After I cut off
These
the leg.
motherfuckers. These motherfuckers.
Oh, let's see which has it coming.
But yeah, let's get into the actual news. We got Halloween news, y'all.
Watch out.
Michelle, weren't you saying something about candy corn?
Ah, yes. Just in time for Halloween, the main manufacturer of the devil's favorite treat, candy corn, has been hit with a ransomware attack. Ferrari Candy is the parent company of Brock, which makes a whopping 85% of the candy corn in this country, or about 7 billion pieces every year. And they were too busy making their disgusting candy to secure their network, and they done got hacked. Okay.
Michelle has strong opinions about candy corn.
It is like chewing on a candle, and I say this as someone who likes red vines. In a statement, Ferrari confirmed an attack had occurred on October 9th that encrypted some of their systems. Quote, upon discovery, we immediately responded to secure all systems and have commenced an investigation into the nature and scope of this incident. Ferrari is cooperating with law enforcement, and our technical team is working closely with third-party specialists to fully restore impacted systems as expeditiously and as safely as possible. Good to know they got TI working on these.
TI wrote the statement.
Yes. They aren't saying any more about the nature of the attack and if any, demands were made. But before you start thinking that somebody's picking on this little candy company who can't afford to secure its network, it's just on the hotel Wi-Fi from next door. They didn't know.
Is this some fucking evil overlord company?
It's a big ass company. Ferrari was founded in 1908 by Salvatore Ferrara, a recent immigrant from Italy. Good for you, Salvatore, and is the quote #1 player in non-chocolate seasonal confections, according to their website. Halloween brings in approximately $4.5 billion in sales every year to Ferrara, according to their own data. So they have plenty of money. And this year, candy sales are up. So there has been an increase of 48% in candy sales compared to last year.
Holy fuck.
And an increase of 59.8% in candy sales since 2019. People are going ham this year.
Do you think that that's because, like last year, everybody stayed home? So like people were still buying candy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, we weren't getting those fucking 10-pound bags of variety.
I'll say this, I don't usually look forward to celebrating the holidays. As you know, I usually don't do anything. And look, here I am, just like the Batman.
Listen, look at our studio.
I think we're part of the problem.
Look at our studio. We don't celebrate the holidays here.
So clearly we're all feeling this pull to inject a little joy into our lives. And a lot of y'all are doing it by buying disgusting candy. So yes, they could have secured their network. They make tons of money, but they chose greed and they got hacked. But fear not, they are saying production was only minorly delayed and there should be no issues finding their godforsaken products on store shelves near you.
I can tell you what the hackers wanted. They were just like, just shut this shit down.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. Just stop
It was just me and Alfred.
Yeah. They're like, we actually don't want any money. We're shutting you down.
Can you just not make candy corn?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Speaking of holidays, another bit of news is due to the ripple effects of the pandemic and disruptions to the supply chain, there is going to be a turkey shortage this Thanksgiving. So meat producers like Butterball are warning consumers that due to labor and transportation challenges that have affected production, there will be less frozen and fresh turkeys this year. Good.
Yeah.
Couple reasons for that. Number one, y'all don't like turkey.
We all know it.
You don't like turkey. If turkey was that good, we'd eat it year round.
Yeah.
We don't. It's one time a year, and there's a reason that you have so many leftovers of turkey into the new year.
Yeah.
Is because
fried chicken is that good.
Yeah.
That's why people eat it constantly.
Yeah. Turkey's not.
Turkey's not.
So good. A shortage is good. Second reason, maybe a little disruption to our supply chain isn't so bad. I mean, wasn't this inevitable? Like, we have been redlining in this like this culture of like having the world at our fingertips and like everything at our door, like within 24 hours. Like, that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Especially if we're not letting workers unionize. They work long hours. They have like
it was bound to
shitty
break.
pay, no benefits. Like, this was going to break at some point. Yeah, there's trade-offs in convenience, and I guess we figured out what those are. And maybe a turkey-less Thanksgiving isn't so bad.
We know it's not so bad. I've been doing it for decades.
It is possible. But I say that because like Thanksgiving is a side dish holiday. Like,
absolutely.
we eliminate the bird. Like, you
mashed potatoes.
You don't need it.
Banger.
It's
stuffing.
It's casserole season, y'all. So like get rid of the turkey.
You don't need it.
Yeah, it's dry anyways.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's why you have to smother it with gravy to make it edible. So you can muscle it down
sauce.
your gullet.
Yeah.
Because it's nasty.
Yeah, you have to lube up.
Yeah. So you gotta fucking muscle that turkey down your gullet.
Oh, disgusting.
On our website, we have something that we do every season. If you guys are new here, it is called Beastless Feast, and it will be live November 1st. Beastless Feast on our website is a amalgamation of all of our seasonal recipes, side dishes. So you got your cranberry sauce from scratch.
Yeah,
you got your stuffing,
cocktails, punches. It's going to take you through the new year. We got holiday cookies on there. We've got everything, and we'll be putting new recipes up there this year like we always do. But we will have that live for you guys on November 1st to kick off the Beastless Feast season.
That's going to carry you all from November 1st to January 2nd. With that out of the way, if y'all think I forgot about Talkbuster,
nah,
not this week.
Nah, we moved it to the end for our listeners. That's just a nice little gift for you. But here it is for all y'all watching us look dumb as fuck in our costumes.
I can't see shit out of my mask.
That's why I pulled mine up. But mine's like hard around the eyes. I couldn't do anything about it. And here comes Talkbuster video.
Brand new Talkbuster video segment for y'all this week. Got some heaters. I got a few that I'm not sure if I'm gonna play.
This is a game time decision?
Yeah. We'll figure it out in real time.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Video number 1 on deck.
Yes. This is a vintage Wendys commercial. I used to eat that chili. And those Frosties. They're just showing the things I ordered.
When you're talking chili, frosty, milk, or cookies, there's some simple things that you've got to know. Like chili comes in large and small, both for the dining room, and the cups are to go. Always got to make sure that you're stirring right.
That chili does not look good.
You put the chili in the bowl of
Yeah, that looks gnarly.
Use a figure 8 motion from the
Is this a training video?
to really get it stirred up. For a small serving, get the 8 ounce bowl. Do a half inch from the top of your Tupperware bowl. For a large
Oh.
half, fill the ladle again. Fill to the line on the cup or bowl.
I love that they highlight it.
Chili can be served with cheese.
Honestly, I'm not mad about it.
It's kind of a bop.
Yeah. They worked on this longer than they needed to.
For sure. The production of this poor songwriter.
Frosty's come in 4 sizes. Large, medium, and small, and then there's kids' meal. If the under fill the cup, the frosty should be thick and creamy. So it'll really appeal.
That does not appeal. That looks.
Are you kidding me? I fucking love Wendy's Frosties. R.I.P. Make them vegan, y'all.
Serve it with a smile, that's why I'm singing this song. Milk and cookies, if you please.
Now on the cookies. Here we go.
In the reach and check the expiration date. Serve it with a cup with the open side up. Now don't hesitate. Cookies should be whole, never broken or cracked. Put 'em on the tray. What a great snack. Chili, frosty, milk, and cookies, simple as
What a
that.
chaos meal.
Have yourself some fun, 'cause you got the knack.
That meal is like $2. It's fantastic. That was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
Chili training.
Do you think that songwriter or musician, he was like, I'm gonna do this, but I'm getting an album on the other side of it. Like, like
Yeah, I think he went hard for his own reasons.
yeah,
I'm proud of him.
He was the best part of that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. He was, what a great snack.
I would love to see more old school training videos like that. Send them in. Love that shit. All right, video number 2. Here we go.
What's the most disrespectful thing that's happened to you in the service industry?
I hope you all are ready. This is my villain origin story. I am not joking. At my last restaurant job, I had worked at the restaurant for the entirety of its existence. I had worked my way up from server to floor manager, and I had been like every position in between. During lockdown, it was announced that we were closing temporarily for 2 weeks. And then we had a family fund that you could, like, I donated $1 out of
boy.
every paycheck to go towards the family fund, which was an emergency fund for employees to apply to if, like, they came upon hard times. So, of course, all of us during the temporary lockdown applied to the family fund because we didn't have any money. And then they announced that my restaurant and 6 others in the small chain were actually closing permanently, and that we couldn't access the funds in the family fund because we were no longer employees. I was supposed to close on a house the next week, and my dad had to
shit.
co-sign so I wouldn't lose the house
Shit.
because I was no longer employed. One of my coworkers who was 9 months pregnant
Oh my
lost
God.
her maternity leave. Another employee lost his house, and 2 employees are no longer alive that worked there. The restaurant reopened this year, and they didn't offer any of us our jobs back. Like, they actually sent us all an email that was like, hey, just so you know, we're reopening, but we're not giving you your job back. The restaurant is run by a billionaire whose brother is also a billionaire who was recently the host of SNL and owns a car company. Don't eat there.
So,
Known enemy of the pod.
bad guy Kimball Musk. Man, what a shithead.
Yeah,
Y'all heard me cover that
a couple weeks ago.
weeks ago, and then like a month ago.
Yeah.
Kimball stays shitty,
All right.
but that was sent in. A couple people sent that in because we've been talking about Kimball Musk,
Because we hate him.
and yeah, we're gonna at some point we have to do like a bracket of like enemies of the pod.
Yeah.
So if we ever see these enemies in the real world, like what's gonna happen? Batman over here.
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not going to mention their name, but I did talk to another professional in the industry lately. And I was like, hey, you know Kimball Musk? They're like, yeah, like I met him like a couple months ago. I was like, what do you think about Kimball Musk? They're like, fuck Kimball Musk. I was like, all right. See, this is why we get along.
That's why we fuck with you.
Video number 3. Let's go.
Chips are going into a pot.
Deswegen macht euch daraus lieber eine schöne mexikanische Suppe.
Oh God.
Ich kenn's, deswegen zeige ich,
They put
wie ich
water
das
in
immer
it, now
mache.
McDonald's
Zuerst
fries. Oh, pickles.
Pommes und dann ein paar saure Gurken. Und weil das Ganze nicht reicht,
Gurken.
machen wir uns natürlich noch ein bisschen Barbecue dran. Ein
Maybe
bisschen
ketchup,
Salz
salt,
und ein paar Chili-Körner.
chili
ein
powder.
wenig Maggi und
Oh,
ein bisschen
Magi
Tabasco.
sauce.
Das schmeckt. Jetzt ein wenig köcheln lassen. Liebe Grüße von mir an euch. Lasst ein Like und ein Follow da. Ich lasse es mir jetzt schmecken mit Familie. Bis später. Tschüssi.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
So they made a soup out of chips, French fries, some sauces.
Did you clock what kind of chips those were? Were they just like normal tortilla chips?
It seems like some kind of off-brand. I mean, like, listen, I like tortilla soup. This is not tortilla soup. The gherkins are really threw it over the edge. It reminds me.
So you start with the tortilla chips. Whole bag goes into a pot of water. A whole large fry from Mickey D's.
A handful of pickles.
3 gherkins.
And then just a bunch of sauces. We got like
It looks like
a ketchup of some kind.
that looks like barbecue sauce.
No, but it's, or maybe. Then salt.
Ton of salt.
Which wasn't in the chili powder.
And then like soy sauce?
Yeah, it's like the Magi
Tabasco.
sauce, Tabasco, and then he
And
puts
then
the
you-
lid on
And then you let that simmer for 8
till
hours.
it's like a porridge with whole pickles. These are whole pickles.
Man.
I want to see you eat it.
Don't care for that. See, they never take a bite.
Yeah,
Because they know better.
because they know they'd die.
Yeah. Moving on. Video number 4.
Okay, there's a pile of candy in the middle of what looks like a butthole made of cotton candy.
A
now they're
cotton
putting
candy anus.
Yeah, and then now they put ice cream on top of this butthole. Now they folded it. Now it's getting tight, and they made it into a fatty burrito.
Chipotle get fucked up. They saw that wrap. I gotta say that wrap was skills.
Yeah. I mean, it looks beautiful, but also like you would immediately die of diabetes just by holding it.
Yeah, that's
Also, that ice cream's gonna melt so fast; it's just gonna be a fucking disaster. Because as soon as you get moisture on candy, on cotton candy, it just like
dissolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, whoever is creating this, their wrap technique.
Yeah, he did
very on point.
great job. No shade there. No shade.
Not their first burrito.
And a
wrap.
smooth cut. It wasn't a serrated knife. Well done.
Yeah. I especially like this next one.
Okay, so this is a kiwi that it's a naked kiwi. There's literally no way. There's literally no. Okay. Okay, so somebody put a peeled whole kiwi with 1, 2, 3 razor blades.
Four safety razors.
Yeah, and then they put a lid over the bowl. Then they shook the bowl, and then they claim that this perfectly cut kiwi.
So
there's literally no way this is possible.
No fucking way.
There's no way.
First of all, let's
look how uniform those cuts are. My dick.
My
bat dick. No way.
Let's assume for a minute that this actually works. Okay, I'll just go along with the ruse. They are too uniform. If you were to put a peeled kiwi in a food processor and zap it a couple times,
you wouldn't
it would be chaotic cuts.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be uniform like that.
Yeah.
These are like very evenly quartered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's literally no way that's possible.
Here, watch on playback. You can see, watch the apron in the background. You can see where they cut. Oop, right there. Yeah.
Why are you lying to people like this? They're going to think they're all fucked up. They're going to keep doing it over and over again, just wasting kiwi.
Do we have any safety razors here?
I have some at home.
Might be trying this on the pod. All right, I got a spooky one.
This is a big ass pile of bread on the ground. It's just tons of bread all over the ground outside. Like buns, loaves, bagels. Well, they're walking for a while on this bread.
That's so much bread, dude.
What?
It's like an 18-wheeler got turned over
Or
on
something.
like the top of a hill because camera pans up. We see
And it's covered.
Yeah, we see that there's a city in the distance.
How have the birds not found this? There's not even a single duck.
Oh, raccoons are going to be so happy wherever this is. But yeah, really, what happened? We got bagels, we got whole loaves.
But nothing's in plastic.
Yeah, there's no plastic to be found.
If somebody did this and just wasted food, I'm going to be super bummed. But it feels...
Nah, I think this is something else. I think this is like a dump. I feel like somebody went to a city dump and found a corner where they just dispose of bread.
I don't know, that bread doesn't even look that moldy.
Nah, sure doesn't. But yeah, they're walking for a minute.
There's a lot of bread.
This one is not food related, but it is topical.
So this kid pranking his stepdad is better than any horror movie this year. It's a guy walking in like an office hallway, turning off all the lights, getting ready to go home. And a kid just crab walked behind him and he heard it, but he didn't. He's looking back. He's a big dude too.
That's a big guy, yeah.
He's looking. I must have heard that wrong. No, I don't see any crab people. All right, now he's continuing down the hallway now. The guy threw his hat.
Who's here?
No, for real though, if anybody does that to me, I will fully punch you in the fucking face. Do not jump out and try to surprise me. You get what you get. You've been warned.
I really like this guy's instincts.
Oh, to throw the hat?
Yeah, well, so at first he hears a noise behind him.
Yeah.
And the kid who's doing this, very smart to do like unusual walking positions. Because if you get a glimpse of that out of the corner of your eye,
You're not going to think person.
You're going to be like,
dog.
Someone's not crab walking behind me.
Yeah.
It's clearly a demon.
Yeah. Clearly a demon. Logic dictates.
Yeah.
It's a demon for sure.
But I do like the hat throw. That he immediately hears something scamper behind him.
I like his little
"Fuck
giddy
you."
up run down the hallway. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, once well, it's like, he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He doesn't even pick up the hat.
No, he's like, fuck this.
He's like, I'll get that on Monday. The kid, so after he passes the doorway, the kid pops out to run after him and then duck back into another room. And home dude double times it.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look, he like looks over his shoulder, glances. He's like, I'm fucking gone. That's a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Well done.
So
well done. Another successful Talkbuster.
Another great Talkbuster video. Can't wait for next week's Talkbuster.
He's not going to have any memory of this podcast. We need to go back and get you in a medicated coma.
Yeah. If you guys see any chaotic videos that y'all want to share, feel free to send them to us on any platform or just tag us and we'll get it. I'm gonna go take a NyQuil nap.
So shout out to our producer, Caitlin Cleveland, who makes sure this podcast is in your feed and available to all y'all every week.
Shout out to our audience. Thanks for tuning in every week and hanging out with us. Don't forget to pre-order Brave New Meal wherever books are sold. And grab your copy of our free book, Vice House, at bravenewmeal.com. Do it now because once the book comes out, that shit is gonna disappear.
And you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Bad Manners Food. You can also watch this episode on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And our recipes for this weekend are dark and stormy coconut cream pie and our skillet tempeh pasta, all available on badmanners.com right now.
So until next week, stay hungry, keep cooking, and
Happy
Halloween,
Halloween.
y'all. I gotta get this off. It's tight. I can't breathe.